We need like intro music.
And we like do 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 do. Do, 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 Freedom Bango. Echo Chamber.
And
With
I'm
Grant.
glad I said absolutely nothing because that is now going to be the intro. All right, so now that we have an intro theme.
Would you like more to work with? Well, extra do do do's.
No, you'll just do it. You'll just do it in post.
Yeah,
It's
you're
fine.
right.
Yeah, you'll
We'll
do
voice
it.
over.
You'll do it in post. Remember the voiceover that I did for Max with the Falcon tire?
Yes, that was so
Oh,
good.
it's such it's the little things in life, guys. It's the little things. Okay, so this is yet another episode of the Echo Chamber in our lovely Winnebago Sprinter Echo, lovingly named the Echo Chamber. Ha ha, funny still.
So funny.
So funny.
Don't quit your day job.
This is my day job. That's what makes it so scary.
We still make money, so clearly it's working.
Oh, it depends on who you ask. Anyways, so Ava,
Oh no.
Avery,
Hello.
who are you?
My name's Ava. I'm the photographer, videographer, editor thingy here at Freedom Bango.
Cool. I'm Avery, and I'm the marketing manager and events coordinator at Freedom Bango.
So fancy.
Yeah,
Official titles and everything.
I
Crazy.
guess. I kind of made those up for myself.
I don't have
Yeah,
one.
I remember when we were like, what do you guys want your titles to be? And you and Caleb were both like, how about this? And we're like, sure, go for it.
Yeah, it's like, it means nothing.
Like, why not? It's a great
Yes.
business card thingy.
I know.
Yeah, my role has evolved so much over the last year. I'm like, cool. I'm just rolling with it.
How so, Ava? How has your role evolved in the year that you have been at Freedom Bango? That's a fantastic. You know what? That's a fantastic segue, and I
Oh, wow.
appreciate
Oh,
that. So,
good
how has your
job.
role evolved from when
Whoa.
you started a year ago to the current day at Freedom Bango? Please let us know.
So when I started last January, I was hired on as photographer, videographer with the intent of going into video editing
Content generation
and
is the word for
content
that.
generation. And then it started out where you, Grant, were editing all of the posts or all of the videos and stuff. Avery was still posting on socials, uploading YouTube videos, everything like that. And then it just slowly became my responsibility to do more of the social posting as well as the content generation, and then just video editing and all of that other stuff. So now it's just become a big thing rather than just me just doing photo and video, which has been really fun.
So, what was your experience prior to entering the interesting situation of Freedom Bango?
So I'd done photography and videography for my high school, but so I did all of their photo content. I was historian for my senior class. I did a ton of their social media, and then
So, hold on. Fellow yearbook nerd, what does historian mean?
The what?
What is historian in yearbook terms? What is that?
I actually don't remember.
so it
It's
was
been a hot minute.
Well, it's because you're older than her.
Since
It's fine.
yeah, I'm old now. So I remember when I used to be young. Apparently, I'm not anymore here.
That's what kids and dogs will do to you.
Seriously, though. But yeah, what is that?
So my job was I had to document everything that the seniors did. So senior week, the events, when we went to Universal for our big senior trip, all of that. And then I also had to make sure that the entire senior class was informed about when to pick up their cap and gown, when to go to certain events, what all of the times were, if there were any rules about it, that kind of thing.
Bro's out here being an unpaid intern.
Basically.
I mean, that's kind of what yearbook in high school is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a really big job that you straight up don't get paid for, but
You're doing it for the experience.
honestly, yeah. And it's really good experience.
It is.
So
Ours
any
wasn't
high
even-
schoolers watching, do yearbook.
Ours
Yeah.
wasn't even a class. It was a club after school, and you had to personally take time out of your school day in order to go do the club stuff. And it was really annoying.
But you did it anyway.
I did do it anyway.
You
Perseverance.
played hooky with a purpose.
Basically.
Wow, that's nerd. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So you go from yearbook and kind of doing the same thing in an internship situation into doing it as a job. How did it change your outlook on it?
It definitely made me not want to do it outside of work.
Yeah.
Now that I do it full time, I don't
Ironic.
want to be on social media at all when I'm at home.
It's okay. That's my life in general. I
Like-
hate social media.
Now that I'm at I
I
run.
do. Look, if we did not, if I did not have to have a Facebook account to like have our Freedom and Go Facebook, I probably wouldn't have a Facebook account.
I'm like this close to deleting everything. So.
It's just,
The only reason I keep Facebook anymore is for Marketplace.
oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a whole.
That's all anything is good for.
So, what was the hardest thing that you did in the first like month or two that you were here? Like, what was the biggest challenge for you?
Definitely talking to people, because like the hardest part was trying to talk to techs and be like, hey, I need you to move so I can get this. But at the same time, they're like, I'm trying to do my job. I need to like work. And I was like, I get that. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for being in your way right now, but I genuinely need to get this picture. Otherwise, Grant and Avery are going to get mad at me.
You're like, I need to do my job.
And I was
Yeah.
like, please let me do my job so I don't get yelled at. I don't like being yelled at, please.
I guess we yell at you so frequently.
Yeah, yeah. For
Oh, yeah.
for the,
So often.
For the record, neither one of these two have ever been yelled at.
Totally.
Yeah, actually, it's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
At work,
We don't
Anyway.
yell.
We don't yell at Freedom and Go. We just aggressively banter.
Call it trauma. I just was afraid that it was going to happen.
We just aggressively.
We
you know,
aggressively
mess with
speak
you.
to each other.
Yes, yes.
Typically
But it's all with
passive-aggressively?
love. It's all with love.
Yeah.
No, it's just actively aggressive.
That too.
Yeah, no, there's no passive about it. We
There's
know
a
exactly
mix.
what's going on. So, anyways, so that was the biggest challenge was asserting your dominance. Basically, is what you're saying.
Basically, especially since I don't know anything about vans, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, what's that? I need you to move, and they're like, it's not important, and I was like, I don't know if it's important. Let me get a picture just in case.
Well, and how do you feel that that's progressed over the past year? Do you feel more confident now in things like that?
Some of it. Every time there's a new product, I get a little like anxious because I'm like, oh no, it's a new part I have to learn. Dang it, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how that's gonna change
gonna
how
attack me.
how I can talk to them. And then like there are other things where I'm like, okay, I know the basics of this. I don't know like ultra specifics, like what size like of each tool they're using or like what specific tools they're using. But then I'll be like, oh, I know the basics of what they're gonna do. I know that they're gonna be scooting around on their little chairs and doing things. So I'm they're gonna
They'll be
lose.
scooting around.
Scooting around in the little chairs, huh? So you learn how to talk to people.
I learned how to talk to people. I think I learned also to be a lot more patient because I can't control everything that's going around me, and I'm a very big control freak when it comes to like timelines. Because like if somebody's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this week," I'm thinking, "Okay, I need a plan around doing this." But if something happens to go wrong, like either like just something changes throughout the week, then I have to be really flexible in like making sure that I'm still able to get what I need done while also not like putting too much pressure on the people around me, because that's not going to be good for anybody.
What do you feel is one of your personal roadblocks in professional success?
Probably
Other than keeping your face to the microphone. Why don't you just adjust it up?
why
bro?
did it? I don't know.
Because you're not adjusting it up. You're just leaning forward.
I
to
adjusted
moving
it up and then
back.
it just fell again.
Towards you.
It's the same issue that you had with the RAM mounts, probably.
Physics.
Physics.
Geometry.
So what is a challenge that you have in your professional life that you're working to do better at?
Probably like tied between two things. One is just perfectionism. I'm a very big perfectionist when it comes to myself, so I need to stop being so hard on myself with my with my content, and then also just like how I'm editing, trying to get like more comfortable and accepting that not everything's going to be like the perfect way that I want it.
At least the first time.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
after a
you
few
gotta learn.
after a few reps, it'll like get there. But I just need to like be more comfortable being uncomfortable with what I'm producing. And then the second thing would probably be patience, because like even though in my head something sounds really like great, like the timeline sounds great, I feel like it's gonna work, and other people are like, no, that's not going to work for me. That's not how things are going to work. I can tell you now that that's not how things are going to play out. This is like, you're going to think one thing and it's not going to happen.
Can you give us an example?
Without being sassy.
So say we're going to install, like on the schedule or on the calendar, it says that a certain van is going to come in for a suspension, tire carrier, lights, and like an awning. Say, if like I plan at the beginning of the week, hey, this whole video, all of this is going to happen, I can do a full throughout the week install process of the suspension, the awning, the tire carrier, the lights, all of that, and that can be one whole video. But then they come in and there's a change order and they decide not to get the awning, or they decide to completely switch up the type of suspension, or the van just doesn't come in at all. Then I have to rework my entire week around, one, either not getting that content that I wanted, but two, also just like accepting that, okay, this isn't going to happen. That's fine. I can't put too much pressure in it. Can't put all my eggs in one basket, so to speak. And then just like...
Especially now with bird flu.
What?
There's literally a nationwide egg shortage because of bird flu.
That's why I can't buy eggs?
Yeah.
So weird.
Okay.
You
Did not know that.
I just saw that my grocery store didn't have eggs, and I was like, that sucks. And I
Yeah.
moved on. I
Yeah,
didn't think about it.
Yeah. No
I
such
bought
thing.
eggs 2 weeks
Okay.
ago, so I was like, I'm not buying eggs right now, so I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay, Avery.
Oh, hello.
How
Okay.
are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great now that you're here, since you abandoned us for the western part of the United States. How do you feel? So now that you've been there for, I don't know, what, like a year and a half now?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the West versus the East?
It's interesting.
Where-
I would
I'm
say.
sorry. Let's preface this with, where do you currently live at, Avery?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I live in Las Vegas.
You don't live in Las Vegas.
Yes, I
You
do.
live in the middle of nowhere north of Las Vegas.
It's
You need
no,
to be-
I do
no,
not
no.
live in North Las Vegas. Actually, that is its own city. I live in Las Vegas.
You don't live. You live. You're like 45 minutes from the Strip, bro.
Everyone is.
No.
Yeah.
Real Las Vegas is near the Strip.
I think people of Las Vegas would tell you that's not true.
Jacksonville's bigger than Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas is
Yeah.
not very big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Hence what
people
I'm saying.
crammed up in there,
If it
but-
takes you 40 minutes to get from where you live to the Strip, then you're nowhere near Las Vegas.
And I'm fine
That's like
with
me
that.
saying I live in Palatka.
Okay, so where would you like me to say I live?
You have BFE Northern Vegas.
I live in Nevada. Cool. Cool.
That's like people in Palatka saying live in St. Augustine.
Mm.
Like that ain't a thing. Like you don't live in Vegas. You live in the middle of nowhere. It's a nice little area. You got
It is.
Chipotle right around the corner.
I do.
Yeah. So, but
got a
you're-
lot of stuff
You're
nice.
not in
Good
Vegas.
cookie spot.
True. That was really good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me cookies one day. It was really nice, yeah.
Cookies are yummy.
Yeah.
They're great. Okay, so
Yeah.
you live in the middle of nowhere up north of Vegas.
Yes, I live in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
close to Las Vegas.
But it puts you closer to Flagstaff and other cool stuff.
It does. It does.
Does.
Yep.
Yep.
So super close to Flagstaff, Zion. We're up in Utah a lot. We actually just took a trip to Moab before we got back, which was super cool. We ended up in Canyonlands. We did Schaefer Trail. Got some good pics. The kiddo really liked it. She got to face forward in her car seat on
Did
the trail.
you see any cool vans?
Yes. Not as much in Moab
And why didn't you take pictures for us?
because we have had this conversation. I feel weird taking pictures of people's vans.
You
That
gotta
I don't
just-
talk to.
You gotta just embrace it.
I mean, I know, but it's like I would feel weird if someone took a picture of my car without
would-
telling me.
You would never know.
What if they do know?
Well, blur out the license plate.
Fair. To be
They'd
fair,
never
on this
know.
trip there was not a lot of vans.
Plus, they all look
out
the
and
same
about.
anyways. Like, all the storytellers look the same. All the rebels look the same. All the echoes look the same. They all look the same.
I mean, yes, but no, everyone's van is very unique and special. Yeah.
For them.
Yes, and that is a
Yes,
good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Personalization.
But yeah, that is the biggest difference, though. Vans are everywhere.
They are. They really are.
They are legitimately all over the joint. And like even just driving through town, I see at least like 3 whenever I leave the house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only 3 I see are the 3 that are parked around where I got to drive through.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 2 at town center, and there's like 1 in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
then there's
same ones I
Max's
see every
too.
day. Who always has his fog lights on. You can never figure out how to turn them off. I don't know why he didn't just put them to ignition. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's
That's his
like-
choice.
It's like 3 days a week. Hey, Max, your fog lights are on.
Poor Max.
Yeah, poor Max. Well, I think he leaves them on when he makes his espresso in the van in the morning.
Oh.
Maybe gives him some ambiance or something. I don't know.
That's
But-
okay.
So,
Only he knows.
do you prefer the west to the east?
That's a hard question.
Why?
Because I like both. I mean, I grew up on the east. I
Mhm.
can't say I like the west more, but I like how much opportunity the west has given us to kind of travel and explore. And, growing up, there's a lot to do on this side of the world. Like beaches here,
In
North Carolina.
Florida, to be specific. Like, she is from Florida.
Yes, I am from Florida. But yeah, beaches right there. Mountains are not super far away. Like, there's stuff to do, but everything that you kind of see, like picturesque, that you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to go there. I want to see that. it's like 2 to 6 hours away. And by the time you're out there, like people think we're crazy all the time because I'm like, yeah, we traveled 6 hours to go to Moab this weekend. They're like, why would you do that? I'm like, because 6 hours is a lot closer than it used to be. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take that drive and go see it because it's right here and we don't know how much longer it'll be right here for us.
Well, short of a nuclear explosion, it'll pretty much always be there.
Well, I don't know how long we'll be like in that location. So we're taking advantage of our location
I don't think
right
we're gonna
now.
worry about wind erosion in the next 30 years. It'll be fine.
I don't know. It depends on who you talk to. But I mean,
So,
for us.
well, do you prefer the beach or the desert?
Oh, I prefer the beach over the desert. Depends on the desert, though. Las Vegas desert is not fun.
I feel like it's all the same. So
No, it's definitely not,
As
'cause-
someone that has lived in a real
have,
desert, like
yeah.
Saudi Arabia desert,
That's the real desert,
that's the,
for
the
sure.
real desert.
Yeah.
Like turn off the road and just go into the dunes for hours,
Which is
Like,
pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like it all starts to look the same, so it doesn't really matter.
See, that's where.
Like the
I
Grand
beg to
Canyon was
differ.
not impressive.
Okay, ironically, we said that too after we went to Canyonlands because we did the Grand Canyon and we were like, okay, cool. Like, cool. It's there. It's big.
Yeah. Like it's big, but it's like so. I'm hung up in general on like the natural wonders of the world because
why?
like they just happened.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't make
Like
them not cool, though.
Like well, but like I guess, but it's just like oh yeah, cool. Look at that happened over millions of years. Like that's pretty cool that it can happen. But it's like for me, it's like I think sometime this year we're trying to go to Mexico to see the Mayan ruins.
Oh, that's cool.
Like see that's cool to me
That would
because
be
it's
really
like
cool.
progress. Like somebody built that somehow at some point. Like that's to me that's way cooler than like wind and water erosion. Cool.
Well,
Cool,
see,
cool,
I
cool,
really
cool.
dig wind and water erosion. I enjoy that.
Do you?
I do.
Is that like your pastime? Do you make like little
I do.
dioramas and like change?
Ah,
Have
yes,
you
with-
seen those cool tables
I have,
where they
actually.
like
They're
run
really
the water
cool.
and like do the rivers and stuff?
Yes.
Like that is fascinating to me.
I don't do that.
Oh, you could.
Could be a fun.
When am I
hobby.
going to do that?
I don't know, but my foot's asleep. Should not have been crisscross applesauce on my foot.
No, probably
bad
not.
idea.
Sounds like a very bad idea.
It was.
That's questionable.
I can't feel my foot
Do you
at
want
all.
me to kick it?
No, I don't want you to break it. If I can't feel it, I can't feel the pain when you break it.
I feel like you would be able to feel that part.
No,
I feel like your body
there's
would tell you.
sometimes when my foot's asleep when I get up out of the chair and I go to walk and it's like you feel absolutely nothing. Like
So
you
you're
just like
just-
fall on the ground.
You're just walking on hopes and dreams, is what you're doing.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's just I live my life on hopes and dreams.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's just like it might work out
It's
today.
like it'll be fun.
It'll be fine.
It's an adventure.
Okay, so you do like the beach more than the desert, but you want to
In general.
experience the desert while you can.
Yes. So I really like exploring and experiencing the desert. Living in the desert is difficult, especially for a Florida girl who grew up with humidity and now has approximately 0% of that. It's been difficult.
It's so bad when I go out west and everything, my hands,
Dude,
my
you like
feet,
die
my
when you go out
knees,
west.
is so
It's
miserable.
such a bummer.
The-
I just remember when we went to Colorado
Uh-huh.
for Expo and you're like had like the Grand Canyon in your foot. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, my feet dry out so because I wear flip flops everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't wear shoes because Florida. And it's just so bad with no humidity and it's so dry and it's like it's so bad. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I guess if I wore shoes all the time it probably wouldn't be too bad.
I feel like if you wore footwear that was correct for the desert, yeah, you'd be fine. But I get it.
Or just footwear in general. That would be great.
But not for me. Because I don't like footwear.
Why?
It's just not comfortable. Like I prefer flip flops to like shoes.
It's free.
I don't know.
Maybe you need like Hey Dudes or something.
No, because I don't want. I don't particularly care for the generic slip-on lazy look. Yeah.
Just the
Yeah,
flip-flop
if you're gonna
lazy look?
slip something on, put shoes on. Especially when Hey Dudes cost the same amount as like Nikes.
Do they really?
It's like $80.
They're
Wow.
expensive.
Yeah, like
Huh.
go buy some New Balances, you lazy bum. Like.
Do tell them, man. Get them.
I don't get the whole slip-on shoe thing. Like, and then they stink. Like, so I tried it once, and it's like, do they stink? You gotta wear like socks with them, or like wash them all the time. And it's like, no, I'll just stick with flip-flops.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
no, there's just go ahead and No, I'm out. So now that we had a discussion on my
On your footwear.
on my footwear, it runs the gambit. Trust me, it runs the gambit. So, Avery,
Yes.
how long have you been at Freedom Van Gogh?
Ooh, 5 years. 5 years.
Isn't that long?
Yeah, dude. Put up with me for 5 years.
Imagine.
It's crazy.
Do you want to tell the story of how you started?
I would love to.
Let's hear it.
Alrighty. So 2019 is when I officially started in December.
Hello, Maxwell.
Max.
Oh, you gotta make sure you get that. That's
I
great.
will.
I don't know if it showed it. I think my
Oh, it
head
did.
wasn't-
And that one
It
did,
did?
yeah.
Nice. All right, cool.
Okay, so 2019 is when I
Uh-huh.
officially started, kind of like as help, basically.
Yes.
Like for the
why-
Shopify store.
And why was that?
Why?
There was like COVID, right? Like you were home.
It
for
wasn't COVID
Or
yet,
was it
actually.
pre-COVID?
It was pre-COVID, and y'all literally had just started. You literally had just hired Chris like 2 weeks before, and y'all were
and
like,
he had already spun a rib nut at that point.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's too bad.
That's all right. He recovered well.
He did. He did great.
recovered well. He did an amazing job.
Yes. Look at him now.
Look at him now. I don't think he'd be happy about that, but look at him now. He's like, I should have gone to the Marines.
But no, COVID had not started yet. It was more like a, hey, Avery, you have done marketing things before, kind of. Can you help us out with a couple of these tasks for now? Like, it wasn't supposed to be a long-term thing. Then I started with that. I started with Shopify, putting products into that. I vividly remember, like, my first experience with Shopify was doing the diode lights, and I thought I was going to lose my mind. But it's okay. We worked past it. And then I did some stuff on social media, here and there, like a couple blog posts every once in a while. It was kind of like, it was like I'm just here doing some stuff. And
like an interny type thing.
it was interny, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Was it paid?
It was
Yeah,
paid.
it was paid.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
good.
remember how much I made, but
Yeah.
it was paid adjacent. It was part-time. It was like 10 hours a week, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
'cause I think you were still in school at the time.
I was still in school.
At the time.
At the time. Da-da-da.
Foreshadowing.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So
Anyway.
the part-time intern.
So part-time intern, then turned into full-time intern, sort of,
Yeah.
come March 2020, if everyone remembers the
Dun
fun,
dun dun.
the fun thing that happened, COVID-19. I don't know if we can say that. Are we gonna get like?
I don't care.
Okay,
Me.
okay, the
I don't care.
virus.
So you were at school.
I was at school.
Where were you at?
Sanford.
Yeah,
in
Sanford.
Birmingham.
Yeah, which was right next to Storyteller, and you.
I had no
and your dad
idea.
went there 80 times and never went over there. So,
Yeah, I mean, I
anyways,
didn't know anything yet, so.
So,
I don't know.
so you were in Birmingham.
I was in Birmingham.
COVID hit.
COVID hit.
You were home on, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We'll see. I don't know if I
I
remember.
probably am. You were home on break,
Yeah, I was on
and
spring
that's what
break.
you were doing stuff. And COVID hit, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not going back to school."
Yeah, so it was literally like spring break happened. On spring break, we got the email like, hey, this virus is happening. Give us till the end of the month. Y'all will be back in school. And then the end of the month came and we did not go back to school. Shocking. The world shut down. And so then,
Not Florida though.
not Florida.
Never Florida.
No, man.
Plus, we were essential.
Yeah, we were.
Essential personnel because we're
Yes.
automotive.
And we were building vans. Yeah,
Vans.
vans.
Check Vans.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't exactly remember the timeline of when I started coming in more. Like, I don't remember that exact timeline. I just remember
I mean, I feel like it was
started
then.
coming in.
No, I mean, I feel like when that happened, like you just like came
Yeah,
in.
like I
and
didn't. There was
we're
nothing else
working.
to do.
Yeah.
Like I was already working there technically, and then I just started coming in more. Then I started coming in every day. Then I started staying late. Then I just started learning. I started with the photography, videography, a lot of. I hadn't started on the website stuff quite yet.
Yeah, well, it's because I banned you from videography that you started working on the website.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Damn kids.
It wasn't my strength. It's all
Great-
right.
great
That's
at
why we got
photos,
Ava.
though. Yeah, great at photos though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And it is the computery stuff.
Um,
I think you've done very well with it.
Thank you. I've done good enough.
That's all of us.
Yeah.
That's all of us, though.
But yeah, you're right. I think
the
the
motto.
point to where you were like, yeah, no, you're not very good at this. Then you were like, let me show you WordPress.
Oh, and speaking of WordPress,
Yeah.
do you remember your first great stress of WordPress?
My great first stress?
Yes.
Actually, no.
No, you don't remember the time that you took down the entire website and had no idea how you did that?
Wait, did I do that too?
I'm pretty sure you did
I know
that.
Caleb did that, but I didn't think I did
I'm
that.
pretty sure you did that.
There's a hot chance I did. There was a lot I didn't know
Caleb
what was going
100%
on.
did that and like almost crapped himself.
I know, I got so many calls. It was
That
great.
was so funny. He was like, I don't know what I did.
You know what? No, you're right, because I did that. And then I remember when Caleb told me he did that, I was like, oh, yeah, I did that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Twinsies.
I don't exactly remember when that happened.
That was very early on. So
was.
you
It
were
was
building
because-
it and you made
yeah.
some kind of migration.
Well, I was trying to work because we use Elementor as
Mhm.
our page builder, and I didn't know that. So I was trying to work like in WordPress page builder, and I totally like broke it at it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then I deleted everything and fixed it.
Like the whole website or just like what you did?
Just
Yeah,
like
no,
what
no.
I did.
Mm.
Yeah,
well,
no.
she broke it to the whole website.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, website broke.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like,
then
hard
I
broke
fixed
for, like-
it.
Like a day and a half.
Yeah, it was a
Mm.
hot minute,
Yeah.
but we fixed it.
Which is really all that matters.
Mm.
Like it's mistakes are great
Yeah.
as long as you learn from them.
It's true.
But you haven't broken the website since then.
I have not.
So, you learn from mistakes and
Yes.
everybody benefits. It's all good.
True. And then
Haven't done it since.
haven't done it since. Good stuff.
Also because you learned how to use a sandbox.
That's true.
Yeah.
I did. I need to use that more often, actually.
Mhm.
Actually,
Design-
I did break the website recently, remember?
HubSpot.
With HubSpot.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that wasn't your fault. You did what HubSpot told you to.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, sometimes on WordPress it does this. Like, that's,
Yeah.
you didn't do that. Like, that's just
no.
HubSpot's
It took a hot minute to fix it, though.
stupidity of, like, saying this and that. Like, which, look, integrations are hard.
It was
Mhm.
tricky.
Especially when all the salespeople for all these integrations just lie.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, it's so bad. But we got to figure it out. It's fine.
Regardless. But I did, I broke the website twice.
Yes. Well, the first one you broke it. The second one HubSpot broke it.
That's true.
Second
So,
one wasn't your
like,
fault.
I did do
mean-
it correctly.
I mean, if you're gonna give yourself credit, give yourself real credit for the first time you
Mhm.
broke it. Not
I
the-
mean, yeah, I broke that. Anyway.
you did.
Second time you were like just an accomplice. So it's
Second
okay.
time, I was like,
Like nope.
uh-oh.
You were framed.
Well, I remember I messaged you. I'm like, hey, are you working on the website? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, it's not working.
Yeah, well, and I was like, okay, like, it always happens if I'm, like, adding a page or whatever. But then you sent me the picture. It was like 404. I was like,
yeah. Because whenever you're working on it, for some reason the logo is like 48 inches tall.
yeah, what's up with that?
I have no idea.
Legitimately been like that since
Day one.
day one.
That's
Don't
how I know.
know.
I'm like, Avery's working on the website.
Yeah, if you reload it, it goes back to normal.
It does.
So weird.
That's weird.
so
Like
weird.
I got
I'm probably not doing something right,
that,
but
I got that same message and I messaged her too. I was like, hey, and she's
it
like,
was
yeah.
like all of y'all.
She was like,
Everyone
HubSpot broke
was
the
like, hey,
website.
did you know that the website's not working right now? I'm like, I am aware. Thank you. Yes, I did know. I'm trying not to pee myself.
You should
I'm
just
so
be like,
nervous.
oh no, what happened?
I know. I should
To,
be like, I don't
everybody.
know.
like, whoa,
It's
what?
like it's
Like,
working for me.
I'm hiking. What do you? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm not even at my computer. Just kidding.
Or like the random 5
like
I
I'm
saw
working
the other
remote.
day.
Yeah, what was that?
What happened?
The other day, I was looking at one of our pages for our Shop the Showroom sale, and like there was like a random number 5 in the middle of the frame of the like
Yeah.
thing, and
You
I
should
sent her
me
a picture, and I was like, "What is this? Like, there's a random 5. I don't know what this is. Just letting you know." And she was like, "Okay, I'll go like
Yeah,
fix
I
it."
like immediately went to go fix it too. Like it wasn't even like a couple hours later. It was immediately. She sent me that, and I went on, the page builder or whatever it is, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, and then I refreshed the page like an hour later, and it wasn't there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she fixed it." And she's like, "It was never there." And I
You
was
should
like,
just be like, yeah, I fixed it.
I should have, but I was like, where'd the 5 go? Like, okay,
You're like, yeah, you had a problem. I fixed it. What do you? Come
"Yeah,
on.
I'm just like, I'm
Of
just
course.
quick like that."
just my essence fixed it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's vibes.
just kidding.
It's kind of like Like, remember, like, every time somebody has a problem and just, like, walk into the room and it automatically just starts working?
Do you mean every time I've tried for like 2 hours at something and then I finally come get you and then it takes like 0.5 seconds for whatever it is to work and I feel stupid?
Happens
Yeah,
to me
it's
all the
so
time.
weird. Like a van will just not be working at all, and I'll just, like, walk into the van, and Chris is like, oh, yeah, it works now.
Yeah,
I'm
like I've honestly stopped working
That's
on
cool.
things for like hours. And I'm like, I'll just call Grant.
Yeah.
It'll be fixed immediately.
It's literally the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna feel
it's-
super dumb and I might get a little bit yelled at for not trying, but it's gonna work the first time.
Yeah, it'll make a good story later, anyways.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Physics.
Physics. Geometry. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. That's a good one. That'll never. I wish we should do a little reenactment of that and make sure we
No.
inject that into there.
I don't know if we can. It was
Ah,
too funny.
All right. Anyways.
So I broke the website,
Yeah.
fixed it.
Yeah.
And then that was also when you were like, hey, do you want to learn Constant Contact?
Yeah. No, I think it's been a good progress. So you started learning Constant Contact.
Started learning Constant Contact
Yes.
with the emails.
Mhm.
And then honestly, okay, so at that point it was really like photography, Constant Contact, ChartSpring, Constant Contact, same deal. Social media, website stuff, media organization. That was kind of my main situation there. That was kind of my list of stuff that I was in charge of at the time.
Your box, your square.
That was my
You remember that when Chris was like, or no, who said that? Caleb?
I think-
He's like, my box, my square is too small.
Yes, but then Chris of course egged it on. 'Cause he's like,
Yeah.
my box is so big.
Chris in a box.
So early on, okay, this is a really good story. So
It's
early
funny.
on, we did like an org chart thing because we were starting to hire people, and it was like, well, who's responsible for what and what's going on? Because we had like 4 people doing parts of all the same thing.
Yeah.
It was chaos.
We
right?
grew super fast and we didn't know what we were supposed to be doing.
No.
So
So
boxes.
So I was tasked with creating an org chart.
Oh, this
Yeah,
was
no, I
all
did it.
you?
Yeah, no, I did it. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Okay, so I
Crazy.
did like a flow chart using boxes, and like it was just based on like how much text was in the box, is like what size the box was, and I think it was Caleb that was like, my box is small, like there's not a lot in there, and I'm like, okay, and then Chris's box, I mean at the time he has more and more responsibility, like his box was bigger. And he was like, my box is bigger than yours. And, like, just egging it on completely. So I just went in and, like, made Caleb's box, like, 4 times as big, but with only, like, 10 words in it. And it's, like, talking about it sounds so stupid.
A little
But,
bit.
like, the context behind it is, like... Chris was just egging him on the whole time in the
Dude.
meeting about like, how
the
small
whole
his box
time,
was.
like just like to the like asides, like not even like interrupting the meeting. You would just be like,
No.
my box is bigger than yours.
Yeah,
Like
it was so funny. It was so funny. It was just like, I don't know. We just give each other crap, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it because everybody's got a great sense of humor.
Oh yeah, everyone takes it well.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. But anyway, so yeah, that was my box
Yes.
at the time.
Yes.
And then COVID didn't stop happening, but stopped happening enough for me to go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, don't really want to do that. I like working here.
No, that is not how that happened.
Well, no, in my internal
No.
thoughts,
Yeah,
that's how that
yeah,
happened.
But you forget how you were about to go back to school.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And you were like, hey.
yeah. So we were
Hey.
sitting there.
So
you were at your
having
desk.
the same brain thoughts.
But what was your desk, Avery?
Oh, my desk was a trash can.
We still have that trash can.
Yeah, we
too.
do. Chris has it. Take
Yeah.
a picture of the trash can.
I think
Yeah.
Chris talked about it in one of the podcasts. But
Oh, did
yes,
he?
Yeah.
Well, that was
so-
also, it was his trash can first. I just stole it from him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
as he had to like build vans.
But yeah, he went to go build vans, and I needed a desk, so
And
I
mind
took
you,
it.
me and Chad were on $100 Craigslist desks, so we
Yes.
weren't much better.
Yeah.
To this day, we still use those desks.
are those your same
Those
desks?
are the same exact desks that we had at that time.
Nice.
We got them from some, I don't know, startup that closed or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, they're the same exact desks that we started, and we just somehow we ended up back up with them in our office currently. And you know what? Yeah,
I mean,
they
you
still
can't
work.
get rid of them at
They
this point.
work.
Like,
Well, they work. Why get rid of them?
exactly.
Like, Meh.
They're nice enough to where I didn't know those were the same
Yep.
desks. So
So we were sitting there, right, and you were talking, and I'm just like out of literally nowhere. Like I didn't even like prime Chad for this.
no, you.
So I,
Yeah,
I
you
look
just
at you.
said it.
I look at you and I'm like, do you really want to go back to school?
Chad, my dad was like, what conversation is about to happen right now?
Yeah. So I was like you're doing great. Like, do you really want to go back to school, or do you just want to keep doing this? And you're like, what?
I was like, I can keep just doing this. That sounds great.
Yeah, dude, your dad, the look on his face, he was just like,
So
I hate you.
yeah, he was like, what? He was like, you didn't even tell me.
Yeah, he was so caught off guard.
Yeah.
We could have talked about this.
He just had no, like, he had genuinely no idea how to
I don't
react.
even think he said anything.
He didn't. He was just like,
To be fair, I don't think I said anything either. I think
No.
I was like, I kind of got to think about that.
yeah. I was like, you know, it's something you can do. Like, I mean, you know, if you don't want to go to school, because what were you going to school for? Why'd you laugh, Avery?
Because I was going to school for a major in fine art, like studio art. And, no, I guess better. And a minor in environmental science. What was I going to do with that?
Talk about the rivers and the wind erosion.
You know what? Yeah, I did.
It could have been meant to be, but
It wasn't because I'm right here.
you're now at Freedom Van Gogh.
I am now at Freedom Van Gogh.
So
Sometimes.
So I said that.
You said that. And then I don't exactly remember what happened. I remember,
Bro, it took like 2 weeks.
well, yeah, because.
And you're like, I'm done.
Well, I was like, I'm done with school. I'll just stay here. But of course, you know, my parents were like, no, you should probably go back to school. Like, give it another go to make sure that this is what you want to do. And I went back to school, and I think it took approximately 2 days for. I don't remember why.
Well, it didn't help. We were FaceTiming, and I'm like, what are you doing there?
No, well, do you remember?
What are you even doing?
Do you remember though? Because I went back. I had to go back early
Yes.
for like COVID. I was an RA. Had to go back
Yeah, you
early.
had to set the dorms and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. But then
'Cause
like
you
I
got a
was
stipend.
still,
I remember you're getting a
I did.
stipend. Yeah.
and I did get paid because it was
Yeah,
technically a
yeah.
real job.
Making the money.
I was with my 10 hours.
Uh-huh.
But I was doing something, and like for work, I don't remember what was happening, but I like immediately like just started breaking down because I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I would really like to actually just be working full time. Like, crying. Don't know why, but I'm crying. I called my mom, crying, and then
No, shocking.
I know, crazy. And then somehow you got wind of that and you called me. And I'm like on the end, like the downslope of crying. And you're like, hey, don't cry. Like, it's going to be okay.
Why you
like,
crying?
you'll come back. And like, you just have a semester and like, you'll come back. Don't cry. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'll be back. Yeah.
Avery's just like bawling, and Grace's like, "It's gonna be okay. It's
I
gonna
mean,
be
it's
okay."
happened a couple times
Yeah.
at this point. Every time I start crying in front of Grant, he's like, "It's fine. It's gonna be okay."
I was like, just cry. It's fine.
And
I don't
like,
care. You're
"Yeah,
fine.
You're good. It's
You're
fine.
like-
You're fine."
You're like, you're fine. Click, 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 click. Are you good? Click, click, click.
It's like, "Are you done? Are you done?"
Can we talk now? Can we do work? Let's go.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, that semester ended, and then moved back to Jacksonville. Started full time here, like for real. And yeah, been
we were
doing
so
that ever
Whitlock at that
since.
point.
No, we weren't. You guys moved here while I was
Did we?
because it was the same weekend that I drowned my car.
Please tell that story.
I don't want to.
Don't make me do it.
I don't want to.
Tell a story.
I
Tell the story of why you no longer have a Camry.
because I hydroplaned going way too fast into a retention pond.
Hold on. Did you ever tell your dad that you were going too fast?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember when this happened, this is the greatest thing. Because my wife has done almost the same thing.
Oh no, really?
Yes, I'll tell you
Ooh.
that story in a second.
Okay.
Because she's not here to stop me.
Damn.
So
Poor Megan.
So when
Hope
you
you like
originally told this story,
Mm-hmm.
you were like, I don't know what happened. I was going around a turn, and just all of a sudden I was hydroplaning, and I went into the lake, and I'm like, you were going too fast, weren't you? You're like, no, I was going to the speed limit, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure you were. And it took you like 6 months to like really admit to it. You're like, don't tell my dad, but I was going too fast. And I'm like, I knew it.
No, I mean,
knew it.
at this point, like they know I was going too fast. Yeah, I was hauling
So you yeeted off the side of the road
I did.
into a lake.
into a lake, which no, it wasn't a lake. It was a retention pond. Pretty deep retention pond though, because my Camry was fully submerged.
Totally submerged.
It was a little crazy.
You sent me a picture, and I was like, "What? What? Oh,
Yeah.
what'd you do?"
Yeah, it was a bad day. But yeah, I was going a little too fast around a turn, hydroplaned into a retention pond. Camry sank. I escaped out the window. Yeah. And swam to shore.
And then got a Subaru for safety afterward.
Yes, I did.
Didn't Krista end up taking that?
No.
No.
I
Krista
got
had-
a Subaru
So
and then
Krista got a Subaru first, and then they were so happy with it
Then
that they got
for
Avery one, which also she made money totaling a car.
to be fair, I did not total that.
No, the Camry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Subaru.
No.
I was like, someone hit us with the Subaru.
If you say so. But she definitely totaled the Camry by
Oh,
running
yeah.
it into a lake, and they made like, because that thing, dude, that thing was trashed, Avery.
Yeah, it was in a lake.
No.
Yeah, I hadn't.
Before it
I know
was in the
because I
lake.
hadn't unpacked my stuff
No.
from moving into college.
Bro, in general, I had been in that car before.
Yeah, I know it wasn't great.
And it's like,
That was more just
you
like
know
it
all the
needed to be cleaned.
stereotypes of like women's cars?
It was
Yeah, yours
definitely.
defined that, all of them. all
It
the
did.
stereotypes.
Which one?
I'm a lot better now. I'll give
Both
it
her
that.
Camry and her Subaru. Her Subaru was just as bad.
The Subaru was a mess. I had a bad habit of just leaving everything in the car.
You
Still
still
do.
have a bad habit. When I was in
Yeah.
your Lexus, it was just as bad.
That's true. Yeah.
Just as bad. Yeah. Tisk.
See, I'm a clean freak in my car. I
Alora's
can't
car is
have it.
pretty clean, though. I will give her credit for
Her
that.
cars are very clean.
Yeah, Reagan's are not.
Reagan's is clean.
I don't know.
Hers just
The
has
only
a lot
time
of
that I was
dog
in
hair.
it had a lot of stuff in it.
Oh, her car's clean. I was just in it.
I know Laura's is
Yeah.
always clean.
My
It's
car.
pretty impressive.
I'd say minus like the baby stuff
Mhm.
and the dog hair, my car's pretty clean.
I feel like that's a large amount of stuff, though. Okay, so
It
you
depends.
you totaled a car. You came here and started full time.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was different for sure. It was hard in some ways, but easy in a lot, I would say. And I think that was, how do you explain this? Like, it was easy in the sense where I was like, I know this is what I want to be doing.
Mhm.
I just need to learn it and figure it out, which has been a constant learning experience for the last 5 years, honestly. In the best of ways. I feel like I've grown a ton, learned a lot, still got a lot left to learn.
It's never ending.
It is. So I keep hearing.
And experience.
And experiencing. But it was difficult because, of course, like I had friends in college, I had that going on. Then I moved back here. I don't know a lot of people.
But you got Peyton.
I did have Peyton. Shout out Peyton.
Mhm.
And then just learning everything. And then I went back into videography because we needed to do that, but I was still not good at it.
Tripods, only tripods.
Man, feels like it was so long ago. It's hard to like remember what was going on at the time.
It's just you block out the trauma.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you just block out the trauma.
Just
that's
block out
all.
the trauma.
That's the important part.
Yes.
Yes, but
Yeah, don't deal with it. Just black it out.
just ignore. Just kidding. Yeah, that wasn't like the main part of my job. It was just a requested addition that I did like 5 times and then just like stopped doing.
Yeah, well, it's because we were so busy, and like I
Yeah.
didn't really have the time to do it.
Yeah, you didn't have the time to do it. You also didn't really have the time to like teach me how to do it better.
Yeah.
We were all doing a million things.
Yep.
I was learning a million things. And I was like, I'm not good at the videography part. I'm going to lean into this other stuff and do that. And then it kind of just like stopped happening
Yeah.
in general. Yeah.
Well, and something Chad always says, which I totally agree with, is work in your strengths
Yeah.
because you're just going to be better at it.
Yeah. And I mean, those strengths were website, graphic design, development, emails, really all like the graphic part of marketing and presenting our business. Like,
The customer facing stuff.
yes, the customer facing stuff was really where I kind of took to and continue to. I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
fine art major
Mm-hmm.
was good for something.
I don't see a clay statue in here.
Would you like a clay statue?
It would be kind of cool.
It
All
would
right.
be really funny to see like a Clay Chad and Grant like in the showroom.
She's a little out of practice for that.
And also, to be fair, I never did pottery. I could do a painting. So today, really, I do the CRM management.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of the functional, like, you fill out a form, here's what happens after that, here's what happens internally and externally for our customers.
Which sounds surface level, like super easy. But when
Ish,
you
yeah.
start integrating things like different workflows, like if this person does a contact form and they have this kind of van, it does this, and if they have this kind, it does that.
Yeah, and that's actually something we're starting to implement a lot more now. And that was kind of the beauty of HubSpot and having that is that HubSpot makes it a lot easier to do kind of those if-thens. And that was what I was super excited of having it for. And that's something I'm working on moving forward. So it's like, okay, you got an Echo. This is what happens now. Like, okay, you got a Sprinter. Here's what happens now. And kind of separating that out. So that way our marketing is a lot more customer focused and they actually receive stuff that they want to look at.
So we were having the whole reason to swap to HubSpot was that it's hard to make sure you contact people. And not from like a physical way, right? When you have the volume of people, this is going to sound like, oh, we're great, we're good. But when you have the volume of people calling in, emailing in, doing whatever to get in touch with you, like it's overwhelming.
Yeah. It's really easy to get lost in the sauce of that.
There's so many people, especially like if you get, let's say in the morning, you come into 25 contacts. Well, the 25 contacts that you also had yesterday morning, not even counting the ones that came in the afternoon or throughout the day, but like you have gone through all of those and you email them or you reach out to them or whatever.
Just to make it clear, I'm not the one reaching out to our contacts. That's our sales team.
No. She helps organize
Yeah,
it.
just making that clear.
Yeah.
Thank you, sales team.
Yes.
Shout out.
Dude, it's a hard job. But like there's so many people and it was hard to make sure that we didn't forget anybody, that, you know, if we're emailing somebody and we're 3 emails in, but the crap hits the fan and their email gets left in draft, shout out Chris, that, you know, we have reminders, we have processes, we have this stuff to make sure that we get back with them. And that's kind of where HubSpot is shining because we can do things like set tasks, set reminders, if somebody emails, but they haven't heard back from us within the 3 days, like we get an alert. Like there's a whole lot of different things that, you know, changing behind the scenes on the CRM stuff is doing that you're heavily involved in. And that's why we did the big change from Constant Contact to HubSpot, was
Yes.
to make it a better experience
Yeah,
for
for
the end user.
everybody.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like, we're not perfect. Like, we missed a lot.
Yeah.
And I hate that
Yeah,
because,
sorry,
like,
everybody.
yeah, no, it sucks. It super sucks. Like, because we get to build dreams, right? I mean,
Mhm.
people contact us because we're supposedly good at what we do, and you know, sometimes we don't do well, but try and figure it out and figure out
We
the
grow.
processes to grow, and that's what you've been a huge part of.
Oh, thanks.
So like, it's just not just like, oh, they email us and we do the things. Like, I mean, it is a pretty big thing. So
Yeah, it's the back end process. I do still do the marketing emails. That
You
has
do?
not changed. Still working on the website. That has not changed.
not so many blogs though.
No. We'll get some blogs.
2025.
Yeah, we'll get some blogs.
Are you? We
I like-
ASMR podcast.
Well, I like whispered in the mic, and I was like,
This is our new YouTube channel. I'm telling you, Ava,
Freedom Bingo.
look,
ASMR videos for vans.
I have already said this.
I know.
Gave you this idea weeks ago.
The MPVT video.
And
we never.
I wanted. Well, it had just come to
ASMR
mind.
MPPT, that's
well,
crazy.
Well, no, it came to mind for an inverter install.
Also kind of crazy.
Well, but think about it, right? Because they've got to take a bunch of screws out.
Yeah.
So you get the drill sounds.
Yeah.
And then they gotta like drill some things in. There's some clickies with the wires. Like I mean, there's enough things that it could be like a 30-second like
Yeah.
entertaining quick cut ASMR video.
Here's the thing, though. You specifically said that you wanted to spearhead it the first time. That way, we got all of the content that we wanted, and then every single van that had one, they had either already started it,
This is also true.
and then or they either already started it, or you weren't going to be here for it.
But
So we
also
were like,
remember, you can take the concept and apply it in other places.
yes, but when you tell me you want to do it specifically,
He just wants to do the inverter. You go do something else.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah.
do the inverter because I knew like
That's valid.
yeah. I mean, you could have done anything. You can do a 4.3. You can do anything. What else do you do?
What else do I do? Well, top end management of social media. Ava has moved on to the actual posting.
So when you are messaging Instagram or Facebook or wherever,
You're talking to
is
Ava.
who you're talking to
Yeah.
98% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
She's answering all the comments. She's
Yeah, it's not me, guys. It is. Look, I'm looking at all of you. If you're messaging the socials, it is not me you're messaging. Just remember that. It is not me. So, like, the random inside jokes, Ava's just gonna, like, look at it and be like, I don't know what this is. So, like...
She's gonna go show it to Grant and be like, "Hey, what's this mean?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just remember, it's not me. It is Ava.
To those who are messaging the socials, I'm so sorry. Aaron, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Aaron, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that was so good. That was funny.
Shout out, Aaron.
Yeah,
get
love
a
you, Aaron.
I get a text from Grant. What? He's like, get him, Ava. And I'm like, I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm trying to be professional.
Yeah, Aaron. So did you see that?
No.
Yeah. So Aaron.
Wait, can I go look at it? Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah. So we did the post about being closed for the weather, and Aaron's like, "It's just a little cold. Why are you guys closing?" And I'm like, "It's just Aaron."
I was trying to be professional.
taking measures.
I was like,
It was
I
good.
don't know who's
No, I
running
think you
these
did
social
good.
media pages.
I think
The
so.
I
way
was
he
like-
changed his tune
Yeah.
so quick.
Yeah, I think you did great. I think you did fantastic.
Is it because of cold? Yes, Aaron. It gets cold in
Yes,
Florida, and we
it
all
is Florida.
panic.
Well, the problem was it got cold in Florida.
And everyone panicked.
Yeah. So.
Dude, that's so funny.
I was
Yeah.
trying
Oh
to
my
be
God.
professional.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah. So yes, guys and girls and everyone. It is not me typically that you're talking to.
Everyone say hi, Ava.
I thought someone was like standing outside. I thought Max like walked up again or something.
No.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so
What else do I do? Take care of a baby all day.
you plan for events.
I do. I plan for events.
Marketing
Marketing
materials.
materials, swag. I plan.
Yeah, so if you want
some
anything
sales stuff
particular
usually.
to buy, like swag wise, email Avery at freedomvango.com and beg her to make whatever.
I'll make whatever. I will. I like to make designs. Not like whatever. Whatever within reason. Yeah. Well, I make the designs for the merch. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes with the correct bleeds, sometimes without.
The correct what? Deep breaths.
It's fine.
Not
Look,
deep breaths.
every time's a learning time.
It was.
Oh, look, I will give you credit though. You never make the same mistake twice.
No, and honestly, I've never made that mistake
Yeah,
either.
no.
Which is shocking,
Yeah,
first of all, that
totally
it took
agree.
5 years for me to make that mistake.
Yes. I was just like, I will give. Well, I'll give both. Well, mainly both of you credit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really make the same mistakes twice.
No, we don't.
Yeah. that's
We'll
all
make
I
the
ask for.
mistake for sure, but we won't do it
Yeah.
twice.
Well, you don't. If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning.
It's true.
Like, you're not advancing if you're not
And
making
man,
mistakes.
we've learned a lot.
Made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Yes, we
We
have.
have all made so many mistakes.
So we have all learned so much.
Yay.
So,
Generally, any sales that y'all take advantage of on Van Parts Warehouse, I did that too.
shout out Showroom Super Sale.
Woo! Yeah, come shop our showroom starting February 1st through March 14th. In store only. Come get some good deals.
Lots of good stuff,
So many good stuff.
but only in store
Only in store.
in Jacksonville, Florida.
Also, you can schedule a tour with one of our lovely people, We'll put the link in the the
Yeah.
description. Okay, so by the time y'all see this in February, make sure you come see us by March 14th to take advantage of the sale.
Yeah.
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 And tell us your favorite part of the podcast.
Extra discount if you can tell us. Extra discount if you say the word otters to Chris and he looks at you like you're crazy.
I have some questions that could be entertaining, and we're going to find out. So,
Oh no.
what is the favorite event you've attended, and why did it stand out? Ava, what's your favorite event you attended?
Oh my gosh, I've been to so many. Not really. I've been to one, and it was really great. It was the Tampa Echo Rally this year, 2025.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Literally 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
It was so fun. Chris, Noel, Larry, Donna, all y'all did a great job. It was a lot of fun. Didn't love driving down there. Lakeland traffic was the worst.
So,
but
let me tell you how she pitched this. I don't know if she pitched this to you first or me first. I think she pitched it to me first.
Did
She was
you?
like,
I think you called
was
me.
her
did
first.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which I love how you pitched it to me and then you were like, I'm gonna go pitch it to Grant too.
well, because like I want to make sure you're both on board before I'm like getting excited.
well, you should typically get mom and dad together and then ask
Yeah.
instead of going.
You FaceTime me
Two
and then
times.
go find Grant.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
So she comes in, right? And
Okay.
she's like, "So, I have an idea." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good. What you got?" She's like, "I want to go to the event. It's only going to be like 2 hours." I'm like, "Are you teleporting there?" Like, what do you mean
yeah,
it's
dude,
only
she
going to be
was
2
telling me
hours?
this too, and
I'm
I'm like,
like-
you're gonna be there for as long as you need to be there.
I'm like, "What do you mean it's only going to be 2 hours?" I'm like, "Bro, it's going to take you 4 hours to get there."
I meant I was only
I'm
going to be
like-
at the event in 2 hours.
I'm like, "What do you mean?"
yeah, and when
it's
you
gonna be
said that,
2
I was like,
hours?
no, you're not. You're gonna be there for way longer than that.
I'm like,
And you were.
Like, it's
I
gonna take
definitely
you 4 hours to get there, and then you're gonna be there for 2 hours and 4 hours to drive back. I'm like, you need to really make sure you want to do this. I'm like, that's a long time, Ava.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Are you sure? And she's like, yeah, it'll be great. I'm like,
gonna be great.
okay, all right. This is a great learning experience for you, Ava.
And it was. You had a great time.
It was.
It was, and everybody was super happy you went. Everybody had nothing but complimentary things to say.
Yeah.
So,
you
great
represented
job
us
there.
well. You did great.
It was
Honestly.
super cool. I'm glad you got to experience it. Like it's different when you like hear about it or like because you're here every day. Like I feel like we get jaded because like we're here every day. We do vans. People come in, they hang out, we hear stories, they leave. Right. I think it's different when you go somewhere, and we are very thankful that like half of the people there have been to our shop. Like we were super fortunate that many people trust us to work on their babies and be a part of their dreams. But like I think it really gives a different impact to you when you go to these events and you see just how much passion people have for what they do and how excited they are to talk about it and to be a part of the Freedom Echo family and that kind of stuff. Like I think it's pretty cool. So I'm really happy you got to experience that, especially with the Echo community, because like we've been in the Echo community now for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a really good group of people, especially like Chris and Noel and Larry and Donna and all the people that put it on. Like I think they do a really good job, and it benefited a good organization. Forgotten Angels is where they do it at down in Tampa, and it benefits a really good organization, good charity. But yeah, so what was your most memorable thing being there?
I think one of the best parts was probably like every time like I saw someone, everybody had like little name tags. So I would like see their name tags and I'd be like, I remember photographing your van. Or I'd be like, I know exactly what you got. And they'd be like, yeah, I was just in your shop. And I was like, yeah, I remember taking pictures of your van. And they're like, oh, cool, you did those. And I'm like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then like another good part was like whenever I was doing like the sunglasses thing, everybody was like, oh my gosh, I've never done anything like this. Oh my gosh, I get to see myself on the website and see myself on your socials, and I'm so excited. And I was just like, I think talking to everybody and getting to like see their excitement and like be around like how much they love their like vans and stuff, it was just really good. Like it just felt very homey, you know, like it was a very fun, like easygoing, laid back community, which I really liked. But it was just a lot of fun, like just being able to hang out with everybody and actually getting to see them more, you know, because like I see their vans, but I don't actually get to see the people that often.
Totally fair. Like it's a different experience for sure.
Yeah. It kind of brings it back home for us. Like, okay, yeah, we are building dreams, and these people are living their dream, and it's super awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Avery, favorite event.
My favorite event was
'Cause
San
you've
Juan,
been to a couple now.
San Juan Capistrano.
I love San Juan.
It was fun. It was the first year we did it. It was 2022. That was the first time I ever had In-N-Out. Thank you, David, from Alvans.
Davy's the man.
Yeah,
I
hooked
love
me
me
up
some
with the
Davy.
In-N-Out because he was like, "Hey, what y'all want from In-N-Out?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've never been." And he was like, "I'll get you what I think you need." And he came back with a double, fries, and a strawberry shake.
Was it what you needed?
Yeah, it was. It was delicious. And that actually is why I like living in the desert because In-N-Out lives in the desert.
It's I actually I don't particularly care for In-N-Out food. Their fries are mediocre to me. Like, I don't like their French
They're
fries.
fresh, man. They're fresh.
So are Five Guys, and they're way better.
I don't like Five Guys.
I do really like how the customer service is at In-N-Out.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
feel like
they're awesome.
They're all it's like a Western Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's like West Coast Chick-fil-A for sure.
That's exactly what I thought when I went in. I'm like, it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's super friendly. Like I feel like they care about what they're doing. Like everyone's professional. I thought it was kind of cool. Like that's what I like about In-N-Out. Like it's just super cool. Their
Yeah.
food's kind of whatever, but
See, I really
it's
like
okay.
the food.
But their French fries ruined it for me.
It's cheap enough compared to every other fast food joint around me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, I personally think, better to where I will go to it more frequently than others.
Cool.
Not
So-
other people, but other places.
So other than In-N-Out, what was cool about San Juan Capistrano?
It was just fun because that was my first time in California ever. It was also my first time really
Same.
on the. Really, was it? I didn't know that.
Yep, same.
Oh, that was fun for us. Cool.
Yeah, that first event swing was the first time I was ever in California.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Was that the first time for like Oregon and all that too for
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
I'd never been
first
west
time
of
there.
Texas.
Honestly, I've been to Colorado up until then.
Yeah, no, I had never been
Or-
west of Texas, and I was only in Texas for boot camp and tech school for Air Force.
Yeah.
Like I had never been west of Texas before that.
That's crazy. All
Mhm.
these places you live in, you never been west of Texas.
Crazy.
Live in Japan, Saudi,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
global man, but no California.
No, I don't want to be in California.
I mean, not
I want to visit California. I don't want to live in California.
Agreed.
correct.
Yeah.
Um,
California's cool. Like I don't
It's
mind
just so
California.
Yeah,
expensive.
it's beautiful there. Like, it is incredible, but probably not gonna live there.
Mm-mm. No. So San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah, San Juan Capistrano. It was just really fun. It was also my first time meeting a lot of our vendors and kind of like industry friends that at least live on that side of the world, now my side of the world. It was just really fun. That was the first time I felt ingrained in the community, like within our kind of like van builder community, and getting to meet all of them. And
It's
it
a
was
bubble.
really cool.
It's a little bubble for sure.
It was for sure. But it was just fun. It was a first for me for those things. And then honestly, after that, Hood River up in Oregon, like that was so great just because I remember the drive from Portland to Hood River so vividly. And that's actually a great story. Do you remember that? So I land in Portland, and every single Uber I tried to get from Portland to Hood River
that's
wouldn't
right. They
take
canceled
me.
it.
They
Yeah.
canceled it.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
like, no, I'm not taking you. The closest
I remember
they would
that.
take me was like, I don't even remember, like some whatever town. I called you and I'm like, dude, I can't get to you. And you like haul up in the Treco, you pack everything up and you're like, all right, I'm coming to get you. And like, where do I need to meet you? And then I don't remember this guy. I'm so sorry, because honestly it was the saving grace of the day was I got into an Uber and the guy was like, where are you going? I'm like, well, I'm going to this place, but I'm going to Hood River. He was like, whatever, I'll take you to Hood River. And then I immediately called you. I'm like, don't leave. He's going to take me to Hood River. Turn around.
Yeah.
Ow.
Workman's comp.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was a fun experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that West Coast swing was really fun.
Yeah, I like the West Coast. Like again, I'm an East Coast guy. I would not live on the West Coast, but like it's nice to visit.
Yeah, it was
Like,
really fun.
I think this year Boise was really cool. I like Boise.
Yeah, was that fun?
Yeah, I mean the event itself was not there. Honestly, like I'm gonna be honest, like Adventure Van Expos, like they're alright. Like really none of the events other than the Echo meetups, I think are really like good. Like they're good to go to mainly because we get to talk and be around fellow industry people, because it's alienating to be on the East Coast. There's
Yeah.
no other van builders. Like there's not really anybody over here, so you kind of miss out on a lot of what's going on and that kind of stuff. So it's really good to be a part of that. But like I don't know, I think there's so many Adventure Van Expos now and so
There are a
many
lot.
stuff that it just gets diluted. So I mean I don't know what we're gonna do forward. I know every other year we do a big event swing. We did 18 events last year. I think we're doing.
Oof, did we really?
Yeah,
That's
it was a lot. We're doing 3 this year.
Mhm.
So we already did the Tampa Echo Rally.
Yeah, so we got 2 more. We got
Yeah, we
Peace
got
Love Vans.
and then the Tucson Echo Rally.
Tucson.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be a little bit more judicious with what
Mhm.
we do, especially with doing boat stuff, because those also have to come in. I've got 2 boat events to do.
Mm.
We're doing one like March 5th or 6th, something like that.
Okay.
It's the weekend before Van Fest, or it's the week before Van Fest.
Okay.
So basically, I got to like trailer the boat down on Sunday. I got to
Mhm.
do a talk on lithium battery conversions.
Oh, interesting.
On Tuesday, I think, and then like Wednesday, come back, and then hook up the trailer, and go back to
Peace Love Vans.
and go back to Peace Love Dance.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then Pocket Yacht has something in like April or May, something like that. And I'm
Okay.
going down for to do the same thing, talk about the lithium conversions
Yeah.
and the pocket trawlers and
Fun.
stuff like that. So yeah, I think overall, I think for me, my favorite event on a personal level is Overland Expo in Flagstaff.
Okay.
Just because there's so much different stuff. Like, I really like to see all the cool little niche products. In the last couple of years, it hasn't been like that. But, like, the first time I went in 2017, I went to Flagstaff. And I think that was, like, the coolest. Because there were still a whole lot of small companies that were, like, making stuff. Now it's
Yeah.
super corporate, and there's just a whole bunch of big companies there.
Well, it was still like new in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it was still kind of a newer concept that people hadn't
Mhm.
totally latched onto yet. So
Yeah, I think the only thing that I found that's really cool at any of the events was the Robotio stuff.
Yeah.
That's really been the only real innovation that I've seen in a long time at any of the van events. Like, there's cool stuff. There's cool, cabinetry. There's cool mats. There's cool whatever. But like real innovation, I think they've been the first ones that I've seen in a while that have been like cool stuff that kind of tickles my fancy.
tickles their
It's
fancy.
super fancy.
Fancy.
Okay, we'll do one more question. Okay, so if you had your own van, where would you take it first?
Here.
Good answer.
That's
Dang.
That's really good.
That was
Mhm.
good. You
I would
didn't
take
even
it
think
here.
about that, dude.
I would get upgraded suspension.
On an adventure, where would you take your van
Get
if you
upgraded
had a
suspension.
van? That was really good, Ava.
Dude, freaking crushed it.
Yeah, that was great. So, if you had a van and you had to go on an adventure to a location that was not retail oriented, where would you go?
So at this exact moment, we're super into Utah and exploring Utah. And so this is one thing about now living on the West Coast that's super different is the amount of BLM land. That
So much more.
yes, like I am not used to the idea of you can just go out and do whatever you want on this land.
That's why I love boats.
Fair
The
enough.
same, like
Mm.
Florida is the boats, is Utah is the BLM.
True. Well,
It's
and
crazy.
honestly, Nevada is the true land of BLM
Yeah, yeah.
because
That checks out.
it's just desert.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that is pretty new to me and Logan, and so it kind of gets overwhelming the amount of like cool stuff that you have so easily accessible. Honestly, in every state, but Utah's the closest for us to get to and easiest to travel. So I like do deep dives every day on Instagram, and I'm like, where are we gonna go to next? Like, where's that place? That's so cool. Like, that's not even a national park. Like, that's just something in the middle of whatever town that is, and let's go see it and figure out where to stay. Oh, there's nowhere to stay. Wish we had a van or a trailer or something.
Well, you had a rooftop tent.
You mean the giant sail on my car?
I'm just saying, you had a rooftop tent.
We did, and then we sold it for a profit.
You did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, I don't think my daughter's getting up into the rooftop tent.
Just yeet her.
I don't think she's staying in the rooftop tent.
Uh,
Or my dog. That'd be too much.
well, dog can sleep outside.
She won't. You've met Goose. She is so needy.
She's way better now.
Oh, she's way better now, yeah.
Way better now.
Yeah. But
Mm.
somewhere in Utah, we would just go explore and do the thing and find all those picturesque things you see on Instagram and just go camp and have fun. That's one of our big goals for this year, actually, is to go do more of that.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds amazing.
It's amazing.
Amazing. Okay, so thank you for 1 hour and 45 minutes. None of you would have seen 1 hour and 45 minutes of it, but
Let's see approximately 30 minutes of this.
yeah, we derailed enough to have an hour extra worth of stuff,
Dang.
which you may or may not see on random stuff. If Ava can make random content out of it, you might see it in stories. Who knows?
Ava, you got this.
We might be able to take snippets of stuff we can't put in here and do fun stuff with it. So who knows? But thanks for hanging out, Avery. It's fantastic to have you back for a little bit.
It's great to
even
be
though
back.
you're going to abandon us and go back out west.
I know.
When are you guys going to actually move back?
We got at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Got at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing is when I was telling her, I was like, dang, Avery, you're just going to come here for like 4 days. I'm only going to see you for 4 days and then you're going to leave. And she's like, hey, this is the longest you've had me for like a whole year. And I was like, actually, when I first got here, I had you for 3 months.
Mhm.
And now
know.
you've left me. And I get you for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy the switch up now.
4
And she
days.
was-
Not really. You're only doing a half day.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like 3.5.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, you're right.
She was like, we're going to have so much fun and we're going to like do all of the things. And I was like, yay. And then she's like, 3 days. And I'm like, no.
But
No.
I'm gonna try my hardest to be back more often this year.
Y-
Promise.
Yeah, we miss you here.
I miss you guys, and
you.
it definitely. I mean, this is the longest I've been gone, like without
Yeah.
coming to visit,
For sure.
and
Well, it's been hard. I mean, you were pregnant, and then you had a child, and the child needed to be old enough to be able to go places without
Yeah.
ruining everyone's experience.
I mean, she's still not quite there, but
Like better than she would have been like 6 months ago.
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
But yeah,
know?
she's getting older, getting more like chill, more capable.
Mhm.
So
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
So thank you for hanging out with us for a while, and I hope this was entertaining.
Thank you.
that was rude.
That was rude. What she did was rude. All right. Anyways, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.